There's no wind though, so it's very calm up here. And look what I've discovered. I've came to the little village of Drumelzier. It's down there anyway. I've parked my car down there. But I've noticed some ruins on the top of the hill, so I came up to explore it. And what a sight this place is. And some valley, this huge valley down here. Just drop. An amazing attack point. Like if you've got a castle up here and you've got enemies coming through the valleys here, the advantage you've got up here, unreal. There was probably some kind of fort or castle over this side as well, I guess. Just looking at all the stone. I'm guessing it was probably like a castle on each side and you got the valley running through the middle. Before all these roads and stuff were here. But anyway guys, I'd like to see this castle, and what's amazing about this castle is the walls are on their side. It's like it must have been high, it must have been tall to fall over this way. And you see patches of grass being dug up here and replaced. See that? Look at these walls on their side. Look at that. I couldn't get a signal at all down there, so I'm quite pleased I managed to do a live stream here, guys. But this wall's actually on its side. You can see here, guys. This is actually the face of the wall. It's lying on its side. Hiya Sue, how you doing? And here's more of the castle here. It's fell over, boom. The castle just collapsed. Well, it's went that way, I think. See more wall. See more wall on its side. This big wall, this big massive wall has just went over. How the hell could a wall like this, look at the thickness, look at the thickness. It must have been time, it must have just worn away underneath, kind of like chopping a tree down, and it must have just went boom, collapsed. But it's just amazing to see such a massive thickness of a wall turned over on its side, like it's nothing. There's part of a tower still remaining over here, guys. I'll need to check the old maps, the old history maps, and research this place. I don't know what it's called. It was definitely a castle. You can see here, this is one of the old towers. Possibly a wee fireplace. Look. There's a window. It might be in an old abbey. I'm guessing more of a castle, because this looks like a tower. See these walls here? Look at the view. Look at that view, guys. Unreal. You've got the clouds coming over the top of the hill there. But it's definitely an interesting area, this place. I was looking at my maps and I could just see all the ruins and stone and all this shit scattered around everywhere. And just the name itself, Drumelzier. Just an interesting name. Got a wee bit blue up there. Hidden no mask. I've just discovered a castle, a ruined castle on top of a hill. I don't know what it's called. There's no signposts, as usual. But you should see the valley down below. Unreal. all this is stone underneath. All that stone underneath. You can see it. Maybe one day I'll find some kind of artefact, one of these ruins. I didn't want to go metal detecting. I think that's a bit disrespectful to go digging holes in these places, especially when you're not experienced. But look at this. This would have been a challenge to get up here, like in ancient times. You can see there's an old track that goes through. Look at the position here. That's a steep drop. That must be 150, 200 feet down. Maybe more. It's hard to judge. But that's a good drop. Some valley, this one actually. Just hidden behind the road. You wouldn't even know. You would just drive past this place, guys. Crazy. Look at this castle. Look at this castle. Mental. Look how thick the walls were on it. They're at least. I'll try and stand beside them and give you some kind of. Shit, I lost you. Am I back? The sun's still sort of peering over. I'm still getting a wee bit of sunshine from somewhere. Don't know where. He's back. Have I lost connection? I don't know. It's not telling me anything. Right, anyway. Like I said, huge walls. This must have been some place. The walls are about 6 feet thick, probably more. This one here. Massive. Do you know what, guys? I might follow that track down. I might find something down there. Look at this, eh? Crazy. So check out the mortar they use. How you doing, Epic? Just found a castle here, mate. Castle on a hill, no signposts. And look at the size of these walls. Are about 6 feet thick. That's about the same height as me. That bit here. It's probably taller, in fact. It is. Check that out. This wall is on its side, Epic. It's been toppled over. It's fell over. It's actually on its side. So the face of the wall is here. This is the face of the wall here. This is the face of it here. And it's been knocked over. Same with that one, that's been knocked over. That one's been knocked over. This one's still standing a wee bit, but it's leaning. Crazy. I think it could be Anglo-Saxon, probably. Norman. Possibly Norman. I don't think it's Roman. It's not their style. I think it's more in the Norman or Anglo-Saxons. Possibly Anglo-Saxons. But check this valley out, epic. Look at this valley. Imagine a Roman army coming marching through here and you've got your defences here. Because this is probably built on an older site. Whatever this is. Oh, look, that's the face of the wall. Crazy. Very calm here, people. Let's have a walk along this ridge. You see this area? It's definitely a castle, guys. Definitely. And if there's some kind of entrance. That looks like an entrance, look. There's an entrance there. So this is, oh yeah, this was a huge complex, guys. See, that's the entrance to the place. That's maybe another entrance. But you would have walked round the hill to get up to the castle here, up here. So these are all, this is all ruins of the castle here. Everywhere you look. Crazy, people, crazy. I wonder whose castle it was. What family it was. Where are they now? Are they still the landowners to this day? You never know. The descendants of the Normans could be living right there. They don't even know it themselves. I just inherited this. This is the edge. Look at that. So there would have been a massive castle on the top of this hill here. I'm just fortunate, Epic. I'm very, very fortunate and blessed to live in such an area. And the thing about Scottish people, they've become habituated with their environment. So Scots don't really appreciate what they've got around them, and they just drive through it every day. They don't really appreciate it because we've been habitualised. Because we see it every day. If you lived in a tropical island with palm trees and blue seas and sand, and it would seem amazing at the time. It would seem amazing. But after a few years, you would become habitualised to the place, and you would start getting bored of the place. And the thing with Scotland is you shouldn't be bored of the place because there's so much to explore compared to like a desert island. Scotland's just packed with stuff. So, people become habitualised. Is the word, is the right term. And they don't realise what they've got right on the doorstep here. Look at that sky. Wow. Look at that. There's people sitting in their house right now, watching TV. Ready to go to work, back to the grind on Monday morning. Just sitting there, stuffing their face with crisps or some shit. Probably most of the population. But this area here, definitely historic, commanding area. Just stone everywhere. You can see where this must have been a massive complex, guys. A massive complex. Crazy. Look at that. Look at that, people. I just get blown away. And that's at least 200 feet drop down there. From up there, it's about 200 feet. From here, it's probably about 100 feet down there. But huge area, massive area, guys. And like I said, I don't know much about it. I'll need to go home and research this area, but wow. Amazing. This is this is why I go out to find locations like this. Look at that. Look at that. And walking the footsteps of their ancestors. And what were they thinking when they were approaching this massive fortress? Were we attacking it? Was my ancestors attacking it? Were we in? Were we in it? I may be getting a signal. That was the only decent place I had a signal up there. The new YouTube allows 2 people streaming together. That's cool. I can hear water here. There's a lake down there. No fortress or castle. You need your fresh water. Where's this coming from? Look. It's like a spring right at the bottom. This place probably had a well somewhere in it, because the water's coming right at the bottom of it. Right there, guys. See it? That's where it begins. Or is it flowing into it? Is the water flowing down or up the hill? Crazy. We need to have a look. Is that flowing into the hill? It must be. But at the same time, water must be coming out of it. I don't want to lose my signal, guys. Well, see how it holds up. I'll not move too fast. Look at these hills. Look at these mountains. I call them mountains, but they almost are. When you're just a mere human like us, these are mountains. Look at this. And water was very important back in the day, guys. You needed a source of fresh water. Life. Look at this. So right at the bottom of this valley, guys, I might lose my signal because I'm kind of I'm in a bowl. This is probably the only reason why I'm still getting a signal, because there's a mast right over there on the hill. I've got a funny suspicion as soon as I go down to this water, I need to take a photo, guys. I need to take a photo of this. Right, I'm back, guys. I had to take a photograph of that. That was amazing. Amazing. Right, let's see if we can get this water. I've had to come back up the hill again. But just flows under that little rock over there. I might go and take some if I. Right, I think we're all good again, guys. I'll just need to stay on this side of the hill. As soon as I drop down, my signal gets blocked. Better go on this side. See the water going in there. See it? So we burn. Some dead tree down there. And there's the ruins up there. And that's the site of this castle that I discovered, guys. It's amazing. Drumelt's. It looks like a lot of stone up here. Apparently these little paths are greener because the animals walk along them. And the poo makes these parts more fertile. You see the poo. So these tracks are usually greener than the rest of the area. Just because of the poo. Cool there. Because most of these are animal tracks. These aren't human created paths. Most of these are animal tracks. It's a good way to get around because animals will find the shortest route as well. So if you just keep on track. See what's down over this edge. It's not a gust of wind. The green that is. It's almost glowing in the light. You are watching Braveheart, mate. The real Braveheart. Some good cairn at the top of that hill. See it? Right. I'm horizon chasing again, guys. Remember what happened the last time I was doing that? Ended up climbing about 5 hills. Still stones strewn everywhere. Makes me wonder if it's part of a bigger complex here. Or is this just what the glaciers left behind? So there's where we were, guys. Castle ruins. I don't know where we're going, but let's go this way. Let's follow this track. So much loose stone. There must have been other buildings here, apart from the castle. Looks like there could be a wall up here, guys. Just here. More ruins to discover. I actually got down here quite late. I was doing grown-up things like getting Christmas trees down from the attic and stuff. So I ended up coming down here quite late. Tidying the house up again. Oh, this definitely looks like something. So the remainders, there's some kind of wall here and here. Looks like it could be a rectangular. I can't wait till the spare part of my drone comes. This here. Massive boulders. Probably another castle or something here. The thickness of this wall. You didn't build walls 6 feet thick to keep sheep out or in. How you doing, Brandon? Look at this stone, look at this grey, this granite. Just makes the place dull. Turns it overcast, turns the hills overcast. All this stone. It's crazy. Look at it. Goes right through that valley. Something at the top there, probably a trig point. But aye, we've got some kind of wall here. You can see it comes round here. These round towers, possibly. See they're round in shape. With a wall here. There's so much stone. It's unbelievable. There's the opening, look. It's an entrance of some type. Don't know if it was the original entrance, but it's something. It's another valley. So it sort of bends round. You're right, Brandon. It's not square anyway. This place isn't square, which rules out the Romans. At least some of these blocks look quite square. Look at that one. Oh, huge blocks. Oh. That's what they originally looked like with all the lichen on it. This moss. It's not moss, it's lichen. See what the original colour of the stone was. This may be older. I reckon this may be an older site than the castle over there. This site here may be older. This may be an Iron Age hill fort type structure compared to the castle we found over there. There's another entrance. So follow this wall right round again. It seems to be like a D shape, or like you said, like a pyramid. Like it's got a point there, and then comes round, a bit like a D. Because the ancients, they didn't care about building in squares. They weren't as organised as the Romans when it came to their structures. They built more with the landscape, the shape of the landscape, the ancients. It's getting dark now, guys. It's getting dark. There's the sun setting over there. Like I said, we'll follow this wall around. But I think this could be older than the castle, this site here. I'll be going home and checking my old maps out. I'll be Google Earthing it. You see the wall going up there that we followed up? Came down. It comes round in a curve. Flat that is. How flat the face of that is. Definitely been worked by man. Yep. Mind you, this could have extended further down here, because there's another pile of rocks down there. I'll have a look. Is that the pile that we walked past? I think we walked past that, yeah. We're coming up. Right, I'm not going to walk where I've been. Yep, so that looks like the corner of this structure here. Oh, here. This could have been one of the ancient tribes in Scotland, or Anglo-Saxon possibly, but I'm thinking older. I'm thinking more British tribes, Celtic tribes, rather than Romans or Normans. Or this is more indigenous, should we say, to the area. This style, this dry stain style, without mortar. That was like a dry stain rubble style with the castle, but it had mortar in between it. So when you see the mortar, you kind of know that there's a Norman influence in there. When you use a dry stain like this, it's definitely older. Although dry stain modern dry stain gets used today. But you can tell the old stuff here. And the good thing about dry stain walls, these kind of walls, is that the wind passes through it, so it doesn't put pressure on the structure. That's quite a complete part here. Look at this. That looks like it's been... That's about dug up, eh? This is a piece I pulled up here. I'm going over evidence I've just pulled up, guys, but look at that. Look at that. That looks like it's been... How did I not spot that earlier when I dug it out? Because I dug that out of here earlier on. I know, because it's all green, dark green. Just to think, thousands of years old, guys. Thousands of years old. That stone looks like it's got... Look at that. That looks like it's got some kind of markings on it. There, guys. So I'd take out a wobbly tooth. There's something still connecting it. These are old. These are old. That's big. It's probably going to be a waste of time, guys. Oh, it's jammed in. It's jammed in. It looks like markings on that stone. It looks like there could be markings on the stone. This one under here, I just can't get it out. One, see down there? See the little cup mark holes. You see this in ancient stone. It's like little cup mark holes. That looks like it might have been carved at some point. Wonder how long that'll stay there for. Oh, you never know, guys. You never know. One day, might find a bag of Roman gold or Celtic gold. These ridges, these edges. This could have been an old rock-like structure. Well, you never find that hoard if you're no out there, eh? So we're going to go down this hill. We're going to descend this hill, people. But interesting, it feels like I've came across two sites here. The castle and this, it seems to be an Iron Age site. Using my experience. My finger, man. Big massive boulders down here. Both on hilltops, mate. There's two stones there side by side. It's like a gateway through. But I don't want to go down there because I'll lose the signal. This will block. Because I think my signal's coming from this direction. So I really want to stay on this face of the hill. As soon as I go down the valley, that's when I lose the signal. Starting to get hungry though. Even quite a high position up here. This would have been probably the boundary of this complex up here. Because you've got the valley coming down here. So to get up to this hilltop, you'd either have to come up here or come over this valley. And this would be a perfect defensive point. Plenty of time. Look at this. Look at this granite. I've never seen so much stone in one place. So much loose stone. Sheep moving there. It's either a source of the stone, all this, or there was another defensive point up here. They maybe had two hilltops. I may have to come back here and climb this one here. Climb it. Because this could be the remains of another hilltop that was up there. It's the same stone. This could be just total remains, obliteration in another hilltop, or it could be just natural. But it looks like worked. See, we're looking at worked pieces now. Square, flat, square and flat. So you would have had to climb this hill to get to the hill fort up there. There's no doubt there was something up here, and this is just all the remains of it. There's another valley. If I stay on this side, I'll keep my signal because the mast's over there. There's another drop behind here. But I'm going to come back here, guys, maybe next week, climb this granite rubble for clues. I'll go back and do some research, and I know I've got certain viewers that are brilliant at researching. They send me the research of the places I've been before I even get home sometimes. Before I even have a chance to get ready to settle down, I'm getting information about where I just was. So that's amazing, guys. Love that stuff. I love wandering into somewhere that I don't know and people doing research for me and finding out what hill it was and the elevation and the history around it. It's amazing. It's amazing I've got that kind of community here. Look at that. There's so many stories that this hill could tell. Just piles of rubble. Like I say, this could be left over from glacial melt. Because I know doing geography that when these glaciers were pushing through these hills back in the Ice Age, when the glaciers started to melt, they left behind these boulders strewn across the landscape. So a lot of these things are natural, don't get me wrong. But you can't confuse what's natural and what's unnatural. That's what you have to do. You have to start spotting. You know what I mean? Like this stone. This stone sitting here doesn't look like nature would put it like that. It's the sun's starting to set properly now. It's going to start getting dark pretty quick. I feel like I just got a burst of light there when I said that. Waiting for a dragon to come down here. It feels like Skyrim in this sort of area. Something very Skyrim-y about this area. You see the sheep path. So we're kind of in a chasm here, sort of in a bowl, looking over. I always feel like when you've got like two big boulders at each side, it's almost like a guide, like a gateway. And this is probably the very, very beginnings. This is probably the very beginnings of the whole structure we just walked through, from the castle, from the hill fort to here. And like I said, I think there's something up in this hill, definitely. I'm going to look on Google Earth, guys. I'm going to look at some old maps of this area. Because like I said, once I find something like this, it's again, I'm an obsession. I become obsessed. I could have OCD for this stuff, honestly, guys. I love it. I love it, guys. It's an unusual shape there. Got going there. Almost like, you can tell there was maybe that's what I mean about unnatural stuff. This could be a carved stone. Got a very nice ridge there. Lip. So I reckon to get up this hill next time, guys, when we come back, we're going to go round this way. A beautiful place though, guys. Totally beautiful. I know I keep saying it, but God. I know a lot of people are habitualised to the area, but it'll never get old for me, this place. All different seasons, it always brings something new. All these different colours. The sky. The air. The smells. Everything. When you go out, don't think you're going out to the same place. You can go to the same location, different times of the year, it feels totally different. That's what makes this place outstanding. And to be honest, people should be coming more to the borders of Scotland, the Scottish borders. There's so much to offer, guys. Like I said, there's towns everywhere, with graveyards, body. There's more dead in the borders than there's alive. You could tell this was a bustling area at some point. This river flowing quite fast. Still pretty light here. If the clouds weren't around, we still have no bad blue sky. Aye, there's pyramids in Balmoral Estate. Epic. It's called the Balmoral Estate, and it was Queen Anne. She built a pyramid in the Balmoral Estate it was Philip when he died. So you'll find a big granite pyramid in the middle of Balmoral. And she built a few other cairns. I think there's about 7 cairns spread across the Balmoral Estate for each king. That over there looks definitely something, that. Straight opposite. It's like some kind of hill fort. This hill here, definitely something there. Aye, but there's pyramids, the Balmoral Estate. The Balmoral Pyramids, they're called. Built by Queen Anne. 20th century. This is quite steep. We've got a steep decline. And I might lose my signal, guys, when I get down here, because I'll probably be blocked by the trees. This is probably the best signal I'm getting. So, as I descend, guys, the signal might start getting weaker. I'm going to try and stay on the face. It's so calm here. It's so calm. There's not like a gust of wind. Not one gust. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Love it. I'm gonna go rolling down one of these hills one day. That's a righteous view, man. I like that epic righteous view. Like I said, why would the Holy Land be in a dust bowl in the Middle East? Why would God pick a fucking dust bowl in the Middle East that the land of milk and honey? Half of them are lactose intolerant over there. So how can it be the land of milk and honey? This is the fucking land of milk and honey. Cows, bees, fucking trees, everything. And there's not one thing that can really harm you here apart from the midges. And it says that God's country would be a place where it'd be like paradise and there'd be nothing to harm you. Why would the Holy Land be in the Middle East? It's a shithole. It's a fucking shithole. Look at this place. Look at it. Come on. You didn't even have to read any scriptures or fucking anything like that to know that this is where it's at, people. This is where it's at. Right now, December the 4th, 5th, it feels like 10 degrees Celsius and there's not a gust of wind. Blue sky above my head. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A piece of slate. Salmon jumping through the rivers. Trout and salmon in the Tweed. I don't think this is a Tweed, but it probably connects to the Tweed somewhere in the area. Whoa! Sorry, I was reading the chat there and I nearly fell on my arse. Right. So this looks like private property. So I'll try and avoid going through this part. I need to get back on the road. I need to get back round to the face. Still touches of the sun over there. The sun just touching it and no more. Beautiful. And this place, in medieval times, Scotland and Ireland were the most productive agriculturally in Europe. It's green everywhere. It's always green. It's always green. This is the land of the shepherds, the farmers. The Bible's all about shepherds and farmers, crops and cattle. This is where it's at. Not the Dust Bowl you call the Middle East, Israel. Shithole. And they probably know that too. They probably know that fucking too. That's the thing, these Jews that study the Old Testament. Because that's all Judaism is, guys. All Judaism is the Old Testament. That's all it is, the Old Testament. They call it the Tanakh. Their book's called the Tanakh, and it was the Old Testament. And because we've got the New Testament, they didn't believe in all that shit, so they stick to the Old Testament. So all Jewish religion is the Old Testament. You know what I mean? Which is Abraham and fucking this land. Noah. These stories. So I'll probably go home tonight. I might even have a stream tonight, guys. Tonight I might have one of my Google Earth research streams. We'll probably look at this area, in fact. If you want, guys, we could go back home tonight, maybe about midnight. Have a look at this area on Google Earth. Have a look at some old maps. See what was here before. If there was more. Because sometimes these old ruins, they get cannibalised, they get scavenged for the stone. So a couple of 100 years ago, they were maybe more complete. Ewan. This is why we don't need a Y. We don't need a Y to have a U tree. In the Celtic language, you don't need a Y or a J, because we used EU, U, like Ewan. So for a U tree, we could spell it the same way we spell Ewan, or like a U for a sheep. Walking backwards here, guys. Just can't ignore the sun fading over the hills there, with the clouds. Oh, it's just amazing. Just amazing. I didn't bother with a selfie stick or any GoPro today. I just thought I'd quickly get down here. Look at this. Oh! Amazing. And it's getting dark. And I'm getting hungry. I don't know where to leave this place. It blows me away. Who needs TV? Who needs computer games? You can live your own Assassin's Creed. Roleplay it. Real time. Be your own Indiana Jones. I mean, this is real adventure. This is real VR. I think I jumped the fence over there and walked I'm sure my car's over there, guys. I can actually see it. But I don't want to just beeline. There's a house there. There's a house there and there's sheep everywhere. So I'm going to walk round and come back down the road. And there's that mast that's been keeping this stream going. You hear these wee birds? I think it just shot itself like, oh my god, that guy speaks my language. Better shut the hell up. I'll just call him a dickhead. Anyway, the wall goes around here. There's our starting point there, guys. The old Castle Hill. We need to find out more about that place. Definitely. Amazing. That's an amazing site. That's one of the best sort of ruinous sites I've found, because the walls of that castle were at least 6 feet thick. At least. Some parts of it were thicker. The sun's just starting to... No, but it's clear even Evan and John are the same name from different cultures. Sean and John are the same name in Celtic culture. In Gaelic, there wasn't J's. J is a Latin invention. J was in the Latin alphabet. There wasn't J's in the Gaelic or Gaelic. So when it came to John, it was Sean. Sean is John. All John is an anglicised version of John. So Sean and John are the same name. So Shawnee, if you got a name like Shawnee or Shoney, that's the same as Johnny. So there wasn't J's in the Gaelic language. So you find names like John were Sean. Or Seamus. I'm sure Seamus is James in the Gaelic language. If someone wants to correct me there, I'm sure Seamus is James. Anyway, sorry guys, I got a bit... Sorry guys, I'm all back. Got an old wall here. I was just saying, guys, this looks to be maybe an old farm building, but it's been converted into some kind of animal pen now. Looks like it could be an old farm. This place here, all this, definitely looks like some kind of little complex, little settlement, should we call it. Right guys, we get back down to that road. You can just follow these the dark green marks, paths. Yes. That looks like an entrance to somewhere. Might have been an old burn. This could have been an old river that ran down. Because you've got to, like I said, take into account nature's handiwork on the landscape as well. And it's amazing how similar man and water and other parts of nature can be so similar. They can cut through stone the same. They can shape the hills similarly. So there's our ruin up there, guys. There's another house. So this looks like steps going down here, guys. A step, a step. It's pretty cool. I didn't see this. It's just starting to rain now. So guys, like I said, I started on the other side of those trees. Came up from the road, right up to that hill, but you can see here, I never seen this. These odd, it's like terracing and earthworks you can see in the area. So it's getting dark now, but I might have to come to this area and spend like a day exploring this area. Like I said, tonight, guys, I'll probably go on Google Earth and have a look at the area from an aerial perspective. But you can see here, these are definitely earthworks here. It's getting a bit dark. My camera's actually managing to get more light than I thought. But the castle's up there and at the bottom here, definitely something else. A lot of these conquering armies would just take over the old bases and build on top of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was a hill fort and that was a hill fort Normans or Anglo-Saxons came and built on top of them, sort of thing. You find that they get reused, these sites, over and over again. Same with the churchyards, the old churches and gravestones. Get reused. Gravestones are sometimes reused in gardens and walls. Right, my signal might drop here, guys, so I might just keep it this side. Right, we're going to go between these trees. There's a path leading through the trees. So we're going to go through the trees, guys. I'll try and keep it on this side because I'm getting a wee bit light in the background there. Get some light here. You see? Right, so I started on the other side of these trees. I'll just go down here. Jump the fence. It's another plantation you can spot on the old maps. It's like a big arrow pointing up there. I'm sure that's a big triangular tree plantation, this one. It's like a big triangle. Just use a couple of more panoramas before it cuts out, guys. a short walk to the car. About a 5-minute walk, guys, to my car. Starting to rain now. I'll probably end in the stream in about five minutes. But it was good to see everybody again. I hope you had a good weekend. Hope you have got your Christmas sorted out. It's getting closer and closer. It's amazing how this year has just flown in. I think ever since the whole Chinese virus thing, past few years flew in. We're getting a little burst of the last bit of the sun there, guys. Here comes a vehicle. So I'm just going to keep streaming until I cut out, until I lose signal. Because I noticed when I was coming up this road earlier that I never had any signal at all. It wasn't even 3G, it was just G. It was just a G. Never seen that before. I've seen the E, never seen just a G. So, not much street lighting around here. Not many people to hear you scream. So this is where I was, guys. Just outside of it, I suppose. Jamel's here. I was up there. It was a vehicle. Going a bit fast for having a trailer in the back, got to say.